Okay, now before moving on to over here, I'm going to finish up over here because the tape cut off over here at Thumbelina before I got to over here. Yes. Yeah. So before I got cut off before the finale, Thumbelina, Secret of Dim, Pebble and the Penguin, Banjo, oh, Tiny, also a 2D vehicle into a 3D vehicle into a 2D uh, backdrop. Uh, again, if you do it right, it works very good. I think it is okay there, but again, it's very, very iffy. Like I said, 2D objects in a 3D background is very, very difficult to do and pull off properly. Secret Nim Banjo, right here. Banjo, that is the oh, there we go. That is what um um Joe Don Bluth, sorry. Don Bluth, sorry, it's late and I was drinking. I've been watching the Cinema Snob Friends binge watch while I was doing the downloads for this because I'm doing this in sections. Anyway, so Banjo is what Don Bluth and his friends did at a house between gigs. They did that for a couple $1,000s or whatever in their house and garage, so that was like 2 years. Much like those four guys or whatever in Russia, I believe, did the edit in iMovie. It took them like 2 or 3 years to make the darn thing. So it's like that, where you just it's not in the studio. It's just a bunch of guys in a room doing this for well, not exactly a lark, but doing it, because they like it. So, it shows you what you can do with a couple of grand and some talented friends. Troll in Central Park, fairly decent, not as best, but Anastasia. That's what happens when you give the Anastasia and American Tail and All Dogs Go to Heaven. Those are what you get when you give Don Bluth not just a good script, but a lot of money to back it, as opposed to a Troll in Central Park is a bit iffy. It's a decent quality, but this really has like the all-out special effects and glitter and stuff. Central Park does have that too, but it lacks compelling characters. It's a bunch of, kidsy, bubbly things. Much like we're back at Dinosaur Story. Um, again, it deals with kids, but they have a lot more character as opposed to these kids. Trust me on that. Um, All Dogs Go to Heaven can never really go wrong with that. But in the sequel, it's not voiced by the original voice actor for Charlie D. Barker. It's voiced by Charlie Sheen. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, so now for the Grande Resistance. Again, the Disney section. I know, this towering inferno of story. I'll let you drink that in again. Oh, here is Home on the Range. That's starring the voice actress Roseanne Barr and her many married names. Yeah, Roseanne Barr was on the show called Roseanne before she was fired abruptly, and she is now currently suing Hollywood. So that's good on there. We got the sing alongs and the rest of the Disney products. Now, out of all this that started from Fantasia and onwards, throughout all the decades until the mid 80s, you had Black Cauldron. Now, Black Cauldron, if you watched it blindly, no one told you it was a Disney film, you wouldn't believe that it was, well, a Disney film. You would think it would be like a Warner Brothers or something like that. You would never think. Because it's very non traditionally what Disney does. Disney does like Rescuers Down Under, Beauty and the Beast. It does either classical stories well done or it does individual, unique stories well done. But when I try to do the unique stories well done, that's not really based on anything per se, you get the Black Cauldron. Yeah, it's very underwhelming. It tries to be, well, what they call edgy now, edgelord, dark and brooding and woo and menacing. You get a sense of menace and all that. But the thing is, you don't really do that. That's not what Disney's, that's not in Disney's wheelhouse. Disney will give you aesthetics and settings and moods and stuff, but this just goes a bit far. And plus, the characters are not likable. They're not heroic. They constantly keep bickering like an old married couple. So it's Disney's Dark Before the Light, which was Oliver and Company and The Little Mermaid. Those were the hit and mega hit that that happened in the late 80s that kicked off, well, basically the next 7 years worth of, well, dynamite, storytelling. You got your Aladdin's, your well, here, a Goofy movie. You get all that right around till the end about Hercules-ish and Mulan, when things start to kind of taper off a little bit, and then go kind of weird. So this is the second Disney Renaissance. So it all started right about here. Yeah, that's Disney's darkest hour, which was the Black Cauldron. Um, yeah, so you gotta love early 90s and mid 90s. Okay, so now to what is over here. Now, this top shelf of anime is the drama section. Now, don't pay too much attention to that up there. That's just because I can't fit that over here. And trying to put a I already have it box kind of already exists here and up there. So it's a bit difficult having to just try to put it all in a box and then just trying to keep track of it. So it's annoying. So when I get a bigger place and a laptop and manage to smooth this whole thing out, then I'll put everything in a particular pile or section that already has everything. So just ignore that all up there. Anyway, this section here is basically the first line will be movies, and then immediately after that will be OVAs, followed by basically all that second shelf over there, all the way down, will be TV. So just so you know, this is probably the most basic of the genre divides, as opposed to over there, which is horrifically overly complicated, but vaguely kind of sorted in its own genres and subgenres. And over here, it's more divided just as much with the genres and subgenres. It's ridiculous. Trying to do it in TV sections, you can't because you have the Disneys, all that, got the shorts, the Merry Melodies, all this stuff. It's hard, so you got to put it in its own section because it's all made by Disney. Right. So back to the plane. Now, what I did for this section particularly is I went through and okay, yeah, because you're obviously seeing this. Yes, this is the pornography section. Obviously, yes. Let's just put that out of the way. Get that out of the way. Yes, this is the pornography section. So what I did is once I got to the movies, which should be about here. This is a movie version of a 3 episodes of Cleopatra DC. What I did is I looked up every title on this tablet that I'm recording on and looked up how many episodes it had. So the fewer the episodes, so if anything has 1 episode, 2 episodes, it goes here. So this is all like 2 episodes. 2 episodes, 2 episodes, 2 episodes, then 3 episodes, then 4 episodes, 5, 6, 7, no 8, 9, 12, 18, and so forth. So it all kind of goes on. Oh, I want to put this in there so you can see it. It's my second beer I had earlier. My other beer is over there. That's my second beer. I didn't know I could drink 2 beers in one night. I guess you learn something new about yourself every day. Anyway, so yeah, so over here would be TV sections are getting a lot of longer. The episodes, right around 12 episodes, is usually the general divide between OVAs and TV shows. So the TV shows, it's the Peel Carrot, more pornography, more pornography. So it's right about here we get to still the drama, sex themes, but that's more of a TV show, 12 episodes. And then we go into Aoyaoshi, which I'm missing a DVD. I don't know why. Then Noir and His and Her Circumstances, finally culminating in Kodacha. Love that show. Missing 2 volumes, but I'm gonna get that someday. Or is it 1 volume? I forget. Moving on. Again, movies. Yeah, sorry, movie. Anime. Didn't really do that. I just did that for up here, because these are not. Oh, okay. Over here is that's porno. That was originally supposed to be a porno, part of the Cream Lemon series, but that got changed dramatically in the first installment. The Korean stuff, the one that says "I hate it." Yeah, that's me. That was all that there. These are all just OVAs that have. Think OVAs more of like a test pilot, or test screening, where it's like we'll take the story and we'll do a little bit of it, and then we'll animate it and see what you think. That's what they did with some stories like Magic Users Club I have down here somewhere. They made the OVA, then they made the TV series. So if the OVA precedes the TV series, it's because the story got picked up. It worked pretty good. Much like Birdie the Mighty, the OVA came out, then they redid it again for the TV series. But it can't be canon with that because we're already kind of like retelling, kind of like the first like 5-6 episodes. So they kind of had to redo it over again anyway to stick with the animation and blah blah blah. So that's fine as well. They did with Kashan. They did that where they redid the whole thing again. So the storyline is basically part of that and in the TV series. So it's pretty good. I like when they did that. And plus the singing in Kashan is superb. Now, this is the science fiction section. It goes all the way down. We got Bubblegum Crisis, new and old. We got wait, what is that? Yeah, Tokyo Private Police, Spaceship Angaruder, Photon, Afro Samurai. We got a bunch of titles here. Dot Hack Roots, Angel Blade, Maria Gogo, Lensman, Time Bokon, and for those of you who know, Time Fighters, aka Bokon. So it's all part of the same thing. That was part. Sorry, this is part of the not the TV show, but like a series that they edited, stitched all together, and if I remember correctly, that was part of the TV show or movies or something like that. It was a collection. The one that when they go back in time. The other one is when they go to like fairyland and all that, go to different fairy tale places. But anyway, this is the OVA of that. So, and then you got your Dirty Pair, Family Daichis, which is pretty good. I got that for like $15. It was like $5 a pop. Orbit's Comics was just giving the stuff away. I bought like a whole stack for like $50. Was just like ridiculous. I got like, yeah, I made like a bandit. Mighty Orbits, that's a US Japan collaboration, much like Spider-Man, Spider-Man or whatever. So yeah, it helped out the Power Ranger, well, Super Sentai, from Sentai to Super Sentai, adding the giant robot. Saber Marionette, Cyber Marionette, Astro Boy, Key. Oh, I love when I get that series. Saw that when I was a kid. Nuku Nuku, couple OVAs and a TV show. There's Kashan. Yuna. Yuna's very good. I showed that to my mom before she died. It had a really good song in it about death. I thought she liked it rather a lot. Maria. Hale, I do not recommend as a good romancing. It's more of a, if anything, it's more of it's a cautionary tale. If anything, it's basically do not fight with your girlfriend before getting on a plane. Let's put it that way. They try to do a twist on it, which is kind of good, but it's just so anticlimactic-ish. Well, it's a better ending than Penguin Highway. Let's put it that way. Penguin Highway tries to be, action-packed, but it comes off as just kind of more blah, and we're end. So, as interesting as it is, it kind of ends more of a drama ending than it does an actual dramatic ending. There's a difference. Armitage, Gunbuster 1 and 2, which is really good. Fully Cooley, Armitage. I have two different versions of Armitage, and then the sequel. There's Dual Matrix and there's Poly Matrix. I Dream of Jeannie, that's another porno. The Pianist, that's a porno. Mansion Ana Uku, Mason Ana Uku, that's a drama. And I got that when I was living with my sister in my first apartment. That's when I realized my sister will not. Well, she didn't grow out of her. Well, she was always in that phase, so there's no real point of what she was growing out of. But yeah, she was in a phase. Well, she was in a mood that she never grew out of. That's when I was first realizing that. She just stayed the same. There's no compromise. There was no peace. There's just what needs to be done. I was like, yes, I believe that too, but could you not scream at me in the face about it? Whatever. Moving on, we got Chobits. We got Galaxy Express 999. Ghost in the Shell TV series standalone complex, and followed by Metabots. I always put the bigger series that I have at the end, so you can see it's bracketed. So I'm trying to do it at least a bit bracketed, so by the end it's the big things. Next shelf, also sci-fi, because sci-fi takes up two shelves. So we have sci-fi below that. Got Red Line and Venus Wars. So there's Penguin Highway for you. Maddox, Appleseed, Nanako, Yuna, 8-Man. Well, not 8-Man, but Eat. Whatever. A bunch of good titles. This Ugly Yet Beautiful World. Area. Space Raiders. Black Heavens, pretty good. Nadesco. And the movie is very anticlimactic because it has a brief fight at the end and that's it. So it's very anticlimactic. It's more of where are they now, much like the movie for Fullmetal Alchemist, the original one, not the Brotherhood one. Yeah, so it's more of a Conquerors of Shambhala, which I believe I still have. I don't know where I put that. But yes, it's more of a not necessarily it's more of a where are they now than really progressing the story in any real sense. So it's a dramatic. So it's a way laid down. Trust me, it just is. It has its good parts, but overall, it's just a letdown because you don't really get a whole lot out of it. You get some mileage, but it's not as much as you would think from the dramatic movie, prologue. It's more where are they now? Oh, there they are. Okay. So yeah. So you got got a Tenchi, Cowboy Bebop, Tenchi, Outlaw Star. But that was a bootleg, not the original Outlaw Star, so it doesn't have the English soundtrack for the song. So it's the original Japanese song, which is fine. I could live without that much. Like in the Sailor Moon stuff has the original Japanese songs. I got the CD. What do I care? Neon Genesis Evangelion, 01, Kate Kate Labor, which needs a conclusion, please. Angel Fighter, Angel Ray, I forget what that's called. I can't really read it from here. Robotech, Macross, Orgus, Macross, and D Angel, Quasar. Now there's something perverse you want to get into. Where breast milk is your power source. Yeah. But that's a TV series, goes on to an second season and an OVA. Ranga, Neo Ranga, Gundam, and some other. Then we have Planets, and we have the Lupin series back there. But that's a long, long one. I even have the one made by Hayao Miyazaki, Lupin's Greatest Keepers, where Fujiko looks like what's her face from the one with the robot. Also, the robot's in there too. What's it called? Not Valley. Yeah, Valley of the. No, not Valley of the Wind. Oh, what was the name of that thing? I forget. But yeah, where Fujiko looks a lot like the Hayao Miyazaki's earlier female designs. So it doesn't even look like Fujiko at all. Or maybe she just wanted to change her hair. I don't know. Anyway, so down here we have the fantasy section. So we got the movies and the OVAs and stuff. I won't bore you with that. But yeah, we got all this here. Cinematic Princess, bit of a letdown. It's a lot of talking Horus and something. This is where we have all things like Unico. Okay, this here was my first foray that I can remember is an actual anime. I remember I was like, oh god, I don't know, like 4 or something like that. 4 or 5 years old, and I remember I remember a lot from the old days, and there was a video store by where I lived, and we would go there. That's where we would get our movies we would see in the 80s, and it would always be a family event. And there was one animated film that I remember watching was Unico and the Magic Island, and it was on the bottom shelf or second shelf from the bottom, and it was like right there, and it was in a thick cassette, and I remember recognizing it out of everything else, and I always like wanted to get that. And it was the first time I saw a hero actually apologize for hurting the villain, and apparently saying I'm sorry is what defeated the villain, an act of kindness, the first act of kindness this person ever really had. So much like Yokai War, where it just took one act of kindness to dispel all the evil. It's really good. I like it. Some parts of it are kind of goofy a little bit, kind of drag on, kind of like get to the bloody point, stop being such a raving dick. But yeah, that's really good. I'm trying to get some Miki Mamo here to pad that out because it's really good. Sea Prince and the Fire Child. That's a good one. I think I might have seen that somewhere. Sea Prince and the Fire Child. Here. Now, I read this way back in 2006-07 when I lived out in the middle of nowhere. When we got a computer, when we got the house and everything. And I lived with my mom and Dean. I read the synopsis for this at like 2 in the morning in the room I lived out of, which was a side room or guest room or whatever. And I read the synopsis, and then some 5 years later, so after she died, in like 2012 or something like that, 2012 or 2013. I went to the Lincoln Video Store when it was still open, and the guy behind the counter asked me if I knew a movie, and he didn't know what the title was, and I said I was pretty good at it. And he gave me a description about a guy with red. The standard color is red, and he had long ape-like fingers, and he was trying to get past a whirlpool, and that's it. That's all he knew. And he knew that it was underwater. It was primarily underwater. So I'm like, as I took these fragments and I chucked them down the abyss. That's what I had in my mind. I just chucked them down this deep well, and whatever like reverberated back is what I spoke. Is what the answer was. The only thing I could. So you don't think, you just do. It's like that, like a reactionary response, like an echo. What comes back is what you get. What came back was Sea Prince and the Fire Child, and he looked it up and said, "Yeah, that was it." So I'm like, "Cool." So I remember that story, and so I got it. Porco Rosso, the other Unico. Should put this over here then. That's more of an OVA short more than anything else. Sailor Moon, trying to get the rest of those. I even have the original Japanese Sailor Stars. I don't want to get the Viz dub of it because that's just silly. Popotan, which is pretty good. Rain. Steel Angel Krimi. Maze, bunch of mazes. Oh My Goddess. Slayers TV show. Slayers the movies and OVAs. Devil Lady. Cutie Honey. It's all that Neko guys I believe his name was Neko. Neko a guy. Gaia Neko or something like that. That's his stuff. So it's all in there. Yeah, a bunch of other titles. Sorry, okay, I could get into, but over there at the end is Fancy Lala. Series. I'm gonna have this cleaned soon. Since I have like another 3 days off, I'm gonna do that. And we have all this stuff down here. Napping Princess. Okay, here. Napping Princess, again, is pretty good. It's very rather misleading. At first, you think it's kind of like the Adventures of Nemo in Slumberland, but that's only like an element in it. It keeps going back and forth between. This is a bunch of stuff that comes out like fireworks on the side and your voice and your name and all that stuff. It tries to be good, but what it actually is about the promotion of AI or self-driving vehicles. This whole corporate espionage thing, a dead mother, of course it's off screen and all that, and a fantasy world that she keeps napping into, but it's real somehow because he somehow knows about it or dreams about it with her. And it's this whole thing, but it gets kind of weird because it overplays the fantasy element when it should cut back to the reality thing, and then it kind of ends dramatically, but weirdly dramatically. Like, how the hell did that happen? It's like, you didn't sleepwalk before, but now you did. Now you're in a precarious situation, and then you're saved. It just, again, if it ends, it tries to be more dramatic than it really is. Porno, Wild Cards. Wild Cards is pretty good. I like Wild Cards. Sage did not do the last 2 seconds of the video where you see that the character lived through the explosion because you see her legs and you see her get up. Idol Fighter Shikuyumi. Grenadier. Code Lyoko. I want to get the full series on that because that's a really good thing. But that shouldn't be here. That should be over here because that's not an anime. That's a thing. I have to move that. DNA 2, Burn Up, Gundar, Please Teacher. Oh, and my favorite long-term series, took me forever to get, the Utena series. This right here, the little discs, because it's the beginning of the series, the first 8 episodes, followed by 4 or 6 episodes that I could not get because that was on the second edition. but it was going to be a long months and months and months before I even got back to the expo, or any expo, in order to find it. So I just decided to get the ones that I got back, or coincidentally would go back and get at the video store when I was younger in the early 90s, and I would watch those. So those are the ones I got online, and then I converted them to discs, so here they are. And then the rest of the series is what I had. So I finished the series before I went back and finished this here. So I finished that out. And then all the stuff down there. So a bunch of other TV shows and other stuff I won't really bore you with too much. But pretty much the same. It converts from OVAs to TV shows. But yeah, just a bunch of stuff. Akira, Dragon Ball Z, a bunch of stuff, anime stuff on the external memory hard drives. I hope are still there, because that was just costing me, that was just saving me like $200+ worth of anime that's just, there, and I could watch it whenever the hell I want. And they're long ass series too, like season 1 and 2 of Lelouch, and Stranger Things season 1, and tons of other stuff, and it was just baller. I loved it. And that's pretty much the end of that. So, yeah, that's all the mess I gotta take care of. All my beer cans and pizzas, and all my blankets I'll have to deal with. This is all next to my bed. I have to put these back over here and stuff. Alright, I gotta go to the bathroom. Alright, so that's pretty much it. So hopefully tomorrow I can clean this stuff up, and then I'll show you how clean it is, and put some of this over there so I can start filling that up again. Just cut this down. So that'll probably be the first thing I do tomorrow. Alright, take care. Bye.